Book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, and verse 16. Let's start at 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when thou shalt execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, the Lord Yahweh shall have spoken it. When thou shalt send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh shall have spoken. All praises to Yahweh, by Shem Hawashai, Dash, the honors of the elders, the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some looking like the heathen. They give it 144,000 preachers, teachers, and prophets. Shalom. And famine is increasing, man. Famine is increasing. Now, I believe Elder Pastor Hart read just the other day in the GNT, 2 16. You know, so it's on my spirit to hit it today. I want to start at verse 2 16. And let's start at 15. Man, let's start at 14. 2 16 to 14. He, Yahweh Shema Shai, has already sent out his disasters toward the earth, and they will not miss their target. Fire has been lit, and it cannot be put out until it burns up the foundation of the earth. It's going into the missiles, but it's also going to the plagues through the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. The disasters are on their way toward the earth, and like an arrow shot by a strong archer, they cannot be turned back. So there's no stopping these prophecies, right? I'm doomed, who will rescue me in those days, where the elect, the food and bread are going to be sure. They're going to have protection from Yahweh Shema Shai through the angels, man. All right? And are going to be comforted. Troubles will come and many people will groan. Famine will come and many will die. Wars will come and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people, Israelites. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion, and that's going on now. That's why people doing everything that they're doing. They're not paying attention to prophecy. They're settled on their leaves. Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. The earth will be deserted, and the cities demolished. See? The NLT here hard, man. So look at this video. Matter of fact, one of my favorites, let's get Leviticus 26 real quick. Let's see, how about Shema Shai told you that you want to walk contrary to him, he's going to walk contrary to you and bring upon these plagues sevenfold or more. Remember in the book of Ecclesiastes, Yahweh Shema Shai said, hey, these plagues are sevenfold more upon sinners. Leviticus 26 and 26 in the NLT. I will destroy your food supply so that 10 women will need only one oven to bake bread for their families. Hey, you know what that's going into? You know, you had your family, your household, right? You know, bringing the resources together to make sure everyone's fed. Well, hey, today, you women, right? You got your sisters, you got your aunts, your mamas, your grandmas chipping in, helping you out. Well, that's not gonna help. They're gonna need to keep their resources for themselves. All right. So Yahweh Shema Shai says nothing is gonna be enough to save these people, man. 2/3 of our people, man. Lord, will we part of the elect? Because remember, hey, these same people that's living these wicked lifestyles, their families that's helping them support their lifestyles, man. They are enablers, and they're all wicked. So from the family members, you know, all that wickedness, man, these people are going to be judged. From the grandparents, to the parents, to the children, man. I will destroy your food supply so that 10 women will need only one oven to bake bread for their families. As people gathering all their resources. It says, they will ration your food by weight, and though you have food to eat, you will not be satisfied. You see? So you're not going to be satisfied. All right? You are not going to be satisfied. And this is just the beginning of famines. All right? It's going to increase. If in spite of all this, you still refuse to listen and still remain hostile toward me, as you're doing now and are going to continue to do, as we read in 2 Corinthians 16, then I will give full vent to my hostility. I myself will punish you 7 times over for your sins. You see? Then you will eat the flesh of your own sons and daughters. You see that? So that's the worst. Hey, it's going to get so bad. It's going to get so worse. I'm sorry. It's going to get so bad, it's going to get worse. To the point where you're going to start eating each other, man. Cannibalism. All right? Now let's play this video. And see, they're taking the benefits, the SNAP benefits. Yep, that's it right now.
Talking about what you want from Washington.
They played on the TV, my phone. Where I said.
Tubi, free movies and live TV.
It's already bad, and
It says, this is MS now. Busier than ever. Quote, end quote. Busy, quote, busier than ever, end quote. Families kicked off SNAP are turning to food banks. And remember, we told y'all way before now through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai that you're going to have to start rationing, that people are going to have to make decisions concerning either they're going to eat or pay bills or put gas in their vehicles. All of that, man. Serious choices are going to have to be made. As we told y'all about through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, beginning with the elders apostles of the great millstone, that this system is going to collapse on you, man. And to repent before it's too late. But we know that only the remnant, the 1/3, and the righteous of Israel are going to do that. Take heed to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Now you see these people that was mocking us, scoffing us, they're on the outside looking in. And most of these people are going to remain on the outside, man. All right? So listen carefully and closely to everything that they're going to say and the people that they're going to interview. And we got to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Let's play that, John.
It's already bad, and it could get a whole lot worse. I'm talking about what the Atlantic is calling the coming food stamp crisis. Right now, states are scrambling to meet an end of September SNAP deadline. Naturally, errors occur in the SNAP system. According to the Atlantic, errors occurred in 10.6% of payments last year. But as part of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, states now have to keep those errors below a federal limit. If they don't, by the end of next month, they could be forced to take on hundreds of millions of dollars in new costs, which essentially means more tough decisions are coming for states that are already balancing tight budgets, whether it's finding new money to cover SNAP, cutting programs elsewhere, or changing how food assistance is doled out. The reality is people, kids, are already struggling because of these historic cuts. Just look at the local headlines we're seeing across the country this week. In Connecticut, nearly 19,000 children have lost access to federal nutrition benefits since July of last year, according to state officials there. Over in Maryland, more than 35,000 people are now off SNAP benefits because of federal changes, according to new data from the Maryland Department of Human Services. And in Virginia, more than 100,000 people have lost their benefits, according to the state's Department of Social Services. It's a difficult reality families are now living, and it's widespread. A single mother in Florida who relies on SNAP benefits said it's more than just food to her, it's a sense of security. Take a listen to what she shared with the nonprofit advocacy group Parents Together.
My family is on SNAP benefits, and what that means for me is being able to provide a stable meal for my family each night, to just have that security of making sure that my children aren't going hungry every day. To have that put in jeopardy by any budget cuts, it removes that security that I as a parent have. I know that being on SNAP is looked down on by a lot of people, but we're all families just trying to take care of our children. It gives me that extra boost of I can take care of my kids. I'm going to make sure my kids eat regardless. If that means I don't, it is what it is.
Joining me now is Marcia Campo. She is the Food Services Manager at Open M, which provides essential food services programs to the people of Akron, Ohio. Marcia, good morning, and thanks for joining us. What could this September deadline mean for your work there in Ohio at Open M?
Well, Vaughn, first of all, thank you for having me on, and thank you for highlighting the struggle of everyday Americans. We're seeing more and more people need our services. Our food pantry is busier than ever. And it's not just somebody that needs something temporary. This is essential. This is what we're finding. We're finding working families are coming to our pantry now, seniors on a fixed income, grandparents that are raising grandchildren. And the benefits are just not enough. And now with the looming deadline coming up, I don't know how we're going to be able to stretch any further than we are already.
According, Marcia, to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, quote, it's very likely that the number of children receiving SNAP has dropped by more than 1.5 million since July of 2025. Can you, number one, give me a sense of what the actual change means and who is qualifying and what the ramifications of the law passed last year are? And the second part of this is that the idea is often that there are too many people that are relying on federal handouts. Oftentimes that's the argument that Republicans especially are on the front lines of making. Can you tell me about the reality on the ground and who is receiving these benefits?
Right. So there was a lot of change last year in the benefits and who qualifies. Veterans and homeless are no longer, they have to have a work requirement, 20 hours a week. They have to volunteer or work in order to receive those SNAP benefits. There are seniors that are raising their grandchildren that don't have the capabilities to go out and work. They raised the limit from 55 years old to 64 years old. So those people that fall just in that little age gap are now having to work in order to receive SNAP benefits. Like I said, our pantry is busier than ever. These are people that have never had to use a food pantry before. And we're seeing more and more families that are coming in, mothers that say that they have to make essential choices or, difficult decisions every single day, feed their family, or pay rent, or fill a prescription for their child, or feed them or pay rent. It's terrible. What we're seeing right now, Vaughn, it's awful.
Marsha, more than 200 mayors signed a recent letter calling on the Senate to delay more SNAP cuts, saying America's mayors are on the front lines of deepening food security crisis. Food security is foundational to the health, prosperity, and resilience of American cities. Hunger is not a partisan issue, and efforts to address food insecurity should rise above political divisions. When you're talking about what you want folks in Washington to understand, not only just what families are going through, but also the burden, its impact on organizations and people like you, are you able to sustain and can you fill that gap, not just now, but as you're looking down the road with the expectation that even more are going to be following off of these benefits?
Absolutely not. Vaughn, we come in every day. Our volunteers and our staff work from the minute we step in that door until the minute we go home, trying to feed. That's what we do. We're here to feed the flock. That's what we do. And our resources are diminishing. Obviously grants, we're, looking for grants, but more foundations are trying to cover more agencies because of what's going on. Funding, even our individual donors, their budgets are stretched. And so their donations are down. So we're having to come up with, ways to bridge that gap, I guess.
Marsha Campo, Food Services Manager at Open M. Marsha, I realize that this is not a long-term conversation, but an immediate one for so many families every day and every week.
For sure.
Please keep us posted here as we watch this progress. I appreciate your time today.
You see, so when the time of kicking the can down the road is coming to a dead end, like the brothers would say, kicking the can down the road. See, it's coming closer and closer to an end. They pulling back all these cuts and benefits because why? America's at war with Iran, and it's increasing. All right, they need munition, weaponry, they need aid, they need bodies, they need funding. So you see, we're at the time where all these things are coming to an end. All right. All these things are coming to an end, all right? All the warnings have been going out. All the warnings have went out. Warnings are still going out. We're coming closer and closer to the end, man. All right? So, y'all remember how it was. They were talking about taking them back SNAP benefits and things of that nature, and Section 8 vouchers. And I was here. People all on TikTok making videos, crying and complaining, and these people are still doing the same thing. They didn't try to go out there and get jobs and this, that, and the third, man. They still want to try to hold off because they're thinking the Senate pass legislation and bills, and they try to keep helping them out, man. See, this is what happens when you're not in tune with prophecy, man. This is what happens when you don't have your how about Shema shot. I got to get it. Let's get Isaiah 30. See, you constantly trust on this place, just like you said in the second address. Alright? Famines will increase. And all these things are sent for your correction, but you will not repent. Right? Isaiah 31, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. You see? So we're most definitely in the time of Isaiah 32 and 9. And this is not just the women. It's to 2/3 of our people. Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. That's a severe state of mourning. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vines. I mean, hey, you're no longer receiving benefits and resources. It's cut off. Upon the land of my people shall come upon thorns and briars, yet upon all the houses of joy and the joyous city. So you see the time of mirth is over. Okay? Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the cities shall be left. It says the forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. So, hey, just a fast forward to the time now, hey, everything is collapsing, man. Their convenience is being cut off. You know, I got this article right here. Because now, it says more states, including chip-enabled EBT cards. What it means for SNAP. Hey, more control. See, they're leaning people towards this MOTB. Alright? This MOTB system. Alright? It says Maryland recently joined 6 other states in modernizing electronic debit transfer EBT cards for supplemental nutrition assistance program SNAP beneficiaries. According to Payments Dive, Governor Wes Moore's office confirmed the rollout of these new cards on July 24th as a means to combat SNAP fraud and offer more protection to those within the program. So you see, it's all about combating fraud. Alright, and soon as it's going to move over to the MOTB, everything is going to be connected to that RFID chip that's going to be on either hand or in your forehead, man. The U.S. Government Accountability Office, GAO, explains that while featured in your average commercial credit card, SNAP cards have gone without the microchips that can prove useful against skimming devices. In fact, state SNAP agencies haven't been required to include them. Although the exact monetary amount is difficult to pinpoint, the office estimates more than $320 million in stolen benefits was reported nationwide between October 2024 and December 2024. In implementing these new cards, Maryland has joined the ranks of California, Oklahoma, Alabama, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Michigan in taking such action in the fight against SNAP fraud. Similar motions are underway in New York, as well as Oregon, Arkansas, and Virginia. We know that states that have gone before us have seen massive drops in fraud when they switched over to chip and tap cards, and we now know that Visa itself reported an 80% drop in card theft and fraud when they switched over this chip and tap model. So we're expecting to take a big bite out of fraud in Maryland. With this, Dr. Dave Sloan, Chief Information Officer for the Maryland Department of Human Services, told WBAL-TV. WEAA reports that these cards have been automatically sent out to Maryland SNAP beneficiaries who should activate them upon receipt. All old cards will be deactivated come September the 30th. You see? So you see what's going on. You know? This place collapsing, man. Alright? It's collapsing. And everything is moving to this beast system, man. Alright? But hey, I just wanted to hit this real quick through the building. Probably how about Shema shot. You know, hey. Woo. That winter time of prophecy, man. And we're gonna see what they're gonna do. And how about Shema shot willing, they go ahead and move forward with it. Alright? And it makes sense for them to go ahead and move forward with it. Because America is in a time of war. And they need all the funds they could get. So hey, we gotta continue to pray to how about Shema shot. That he put the spirit on Esau to go ahead and move forward, man. Alright? And we need this. Hey, some of us will be affected by it. But that's okay. Because the elect of Israel, whoever they may be, will guarantee or are guaranteed not to starve or die in the famine, man. Alright? It's time to get up out of here, man. Stay prayed for the names in how about Shema Shai. So on.